I'm delighted now to be joined by the official biographer of Prince Harry, Angela Levin. And Angela, look, this was always the risk, wasn't it? If you turn yourself into some trashy lady whistleblower type character, revealing all about your life in the most intimate of details, you can't complain when someone wants to tell their side of the story, which is what the Sasha Walpole has wanted to do, after, by the way, 21 years of silence.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, he said this whole thing, his book, The Spare, is actually because he wants to have his voice heard. But I bet you anything that what he doesn't want to hear is other people's voice on him. And he's been very lucky because he's attacked the royal family knowing they won't say anything, which is actually hideous anyway. But that, if you're an ordinary person, a digger or a groom or just an ordinary person, and you hear someone making comments about you and they're wrong, you've got every right to answer back. And what she's done, she's been very polite. She said what a nice guy he was, but you still got to be able to say your piece.
Well, yeah, because it was horrible. She was saying that the moment the book came out, she had everyone messaging her because this was an open secret in polo circles, Angela.
Yeah.
And she felt like her world was closing in because with social media these days, she knew she was about to be exposed. So she hasn't done this for nefarious reasons. She's done it because she wanted to own her own narrative. But the point is, it's Harry who put her in this position.
Yes. I mean, he's not thought about it at all. And we see now a Harry who doesn't care about anybody else. What he wants to say, he's going to say, and just too bad. And his exaggerations or his fibs in it, he doesn't care less. You know, it's very sad because they were good friends. And this sort of romp in the grass was just a young boy. And
that should have been it.
And that would be it.
But by the way, I mean, he's not great with the truth, is he, Angela? Because he led us all to believe it was a much older woman. She's 2 years older than him.
Does that make Meghan, I wonder? Because she's maybe 3 years older than him. But, yes, very, very unfair. But they did get very drunk. They had 5 shots each of all sorts of things. So they were really drunk. Which, as somebody was 16, she said he lied about his age. He was 16, not 17. Actually, and she said it lasted 5 minutes, and he didn't make any effort to make her happy.
No. And usually, you know, when something like this happens, there's some missive from Montecito, isn't there? Oh, you've invaded my privacy. I'm going to send a lawsuit to the man on Sunday. Not over this, because he invaded his own privacy. Look, I do have to ask you, though, you mentioned Meghan there. Now, it looks like sources close to her have been briefing the Daily Telegraph newspaper, saying that she had gentle concerns about this book, and she's almost trying to distance herself now in some way from the contents of Spare, presumably because she's not happy with the fact that Harry is now becoming a punchline. He was mocked again at the Grammy Awards last night. I'm going to show you that later in the show. What do you think's going on with Meghan? Is this strategic? What's she trying to do here?
Well, I mean, we're not quite sure, but I do know that a good wife would have gone through that book and said, don't say that. It's going to absolutely fall in the mud on that one. That's tricky. Because she'd be fresh eyes reading it. She could have been very helpful. That obviously hasn't been done. I think he would have listened to her and he would have taken a lot of it out. Well, one is that she now feels that she's got enough confidence and she's known enough to make her own way. And there has been a rumour that she's going to do lots of things now without Harry. There's another rumour that she's being very friendly with an elderly man who's incredibly rich. I won't say his name, but, you know, that she can get some money and balance from this man. Or she's got her own book to come out, which will be even worse as she talks about what it was like in the Royal family as a woman.
So things get difficult for Harry, right? And all of a sudden Meghan's like, this is all you. This is all you, mate. I'm backing off for a while. It's not exactly a great comment on her.
Well, it's not, actually. I mean, he does need looking after, and he's not looking after. That's why he looks so ill and unhappy, and he's making a fool of himself. And he can't expect other people to respect him now if he doesn't respect them. It's just not on.
Indeed. Angela Levin, Prince Harry's biographer. Absolutely fascinating insight as ever. Thank you so much, Angela.
Thank you.